Costs and the need for economic stability to hopes for greater unity, Americans are looking for leaders who will address issues impacting their lives, be it jobs, affordable housing, or a desire for less divisive politics. Listen in to some of their concerns.
If you separate whatever your opinion might be about him, I think that his economic policy is very sound. I think that putting tariffs on nations that try to push their products into our country, it's a smart thing, because ultimately what it does is it promotes businesses to do business in America. As young people, we actually just want to see what the ideas are.
It's better living, just like gas going down, or groceries going down, and rent going down, because rent's killing me big time.
I think it is very divided, and I've seen a lot of that, but I also think that I've seen a lot of people who are realizing that there's more that unites them than they thought, and that, fundamentally they need the same things, and realizing that division is more or less something that's sort of imposed on people from the
So I just wish people, both Democrats and Republicans, work together and actually solve the problems that we actually are facing today, every day, instead of fighting between them.
On this, we are now being joined by Gene Valentino, who is a GOP strategist and a political commentator. Gene, welcome back to WION, and great to see you. Less than 24 hours until November 5th. Most pollsters are predicting a very tight race between Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. How reliable are these projections on the one hand, and is there really this sense of uncertainty, or should we be cautious with these polls?
Well, thanks for having me back. Yes, we should always be cautious with these polls. The fact of the matter is the Sierra poll and some of the other polls who just came out show this neck and neck, 49-48, 51-49, depending on what day it is. These are horse races, if you will, and these races that seem so tight seem to be so wrong by these pollsters when the final poll, the only poll that matters, the election day results tallied and totaled historically going back to 2016 and then again in 2020. Let's study that. That you will see that this horse race issue, neck and neck issue in those polls is not what the final results were then. I predict it will not be the final results on Tuesday or Wednesday.
That's really interesting. And the question many are asking is, notably after what we saw in 2020 with promises of a red wave and whatnot, is this also a test for the pollsters as well?
We're witnessing in prime time, in plain view, the American people putting aside Republican versus Democrat, blue versus red, and they're realizing they're Americans first. Yes, there's been some hostility and some political rancor that's existed. It's the fault of the system that allows this sort of vitriolic behavior to prevail. In a true constitutional republic by our founding fathers, it was intended that there be a little tension to make sure we bubble up to the surface the person who's really qualified for the job. But it was never meant to be that we become so hostile, so vile, so violent. One of the candidates has had 2 assassination attempts against him, one almost taking his life. There's been a total disregard within the Democrat Party for Joe Biden, whether you like him or not. Joe Biden was voted in through a constitutional established primary process, which got him over 15 million votes. And then in the 11th hour, he was removed, and Kamala Harris was put in by the cabal, select few deep state insiders, which I hope never happens again.
That's right. This is a test for them as well. I'll be very interested to see how they will react, whichever way this election goes. And let's talk about the former president. It seems like he's been having a good time on the campaign trail despite the many challenges that he faces, even visiting a lot of the blue states in these final days. Madison Square Garden here in New York, Virginia after that. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, very interesting. Here we have Kamala Harris getting on celebrity shows, television shows, surrounding herself with celebrities at events. Donald Trump is the celebrity, and he has 7 events in the next 48 hours, 3 today, 1 this morning in Pennsylvania. He's going right back into the blue states you suggest, and he's becoming the people are saying enough's enough. I don't care about this Democrat-Republican thing anymore. I care about inflation. I care about my job. I'd like a raise, the cost of living. I'd like the border protected. Should we be so lucky as to have a protected border? These are the issues that people are looking for and looking at in their decision. Even most recently in New Jersey. New Jersey, known generally as a blue state historically, is at least purple, if not red. I predict Trump wins by 15 to 18 points, but you won't see it because campaign ballot harvesting and some election fraud still exists. You'll see Trump winning by 7 to 9 points. We need to fix an election process.
Gene, it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for joining us on WION. We'll be watching very closely, and I look forward to speaking to you again very soon. Have a great Sunday.
I look forward to it. Thanks for having me.